So hello everybody from the sunny city of Albuquerque, New Mexico. That's where our team is based. We are a team of recent boot camp students and one more experienced UXer, that would be me. I was involved with the boot camp and brought some accessibility training to their instruction, and then reached out to them to see if they wanted to put together a team to represent CNM deep dive coders. We were partnered with Pragmatic Classic, which is a photography and motion graphics artist collective. They manage a group of artists as well as produce content themselves. Just really quick, I just want to introduce our team. Let's go ahead and start up in the corner, Erin, and then we'll just go around, go ahead and just wave and introduce yourself really quickly.
Hey y'all, my name is Erin Scott. I helped with the development and a lot of the testing for the project.
Hi, my name is Marlon Peseke. I helped with backend and getting the ops side of the DevOps set up.
I'm Yvette, and I helped with the designs and some of the front end development in WordPress.
We also have Bernina online. She is attended via audio, but I think she's driving, so I'm not going to expect her to talk. Bernina was key in collecting data and interfacing with our client. She collected all the text and images from our client. She's also performed QA and did a lot of the fill-in type of roles. We also have another member of our team, Amanda Rush. She was our mentor. Unfortunately, she has not been in contact with us all that often. So I think we had her on a couple of meetings, but that was about it. So I'm not sure if she's going to show up today. Okay, but just wanted to thank you for introducing yourselves, team. Just wanted to let everybody know that this event has been a valuable experience for all of us. We had the fortune of being paired with the artists, like I said, and this type of site brings with it some unique and important challenges concerning accessibility pertaining to the art world. Museums are currently working on this issue of access and inclusion. And from what I can tell, it's a huge undertaking. But progress is being made with projects such as Coyote. We actually tested out that service, installed the plugin and got that service running, but it wasn't the best fit for our current client or the project. But there are some good progress being made in the accessibility of the art world. We got to also test with multiple usability testers with different types of disabilities, and that was an excellent experience. But on top of that, we actually got to work with Amanda, who was our team member, and she is visually impaired, and that's been something, a new experience for us for sure. We usually, our typical project management apps such as Basecamp and Slack are just notoriously horrible for it. So we had to make some workarounds, and we did, and we got over them, and we were able to produce a great site.
Well, so I'm interested, are you all, did you ever meet face to face in the same room?
We did, the development team, the people here, Erin, Yvette, Marlon, and Bernina, and myself. We did all meet, I think on 3 occasions. That's just to, basically the first one was just to introduce ourselves. We've never worked with each other. So even though they are students of the boot camp program, they did come from different cohorts. And I don't know if they actually worked on an actual project together. And this is the first time I've actually worked with any of them as well. So it was good to get to know them.
So none of you had worked together before. That's really cool.
Yeah, I think that actually on our project, between the 4 students, I think we have 4 generations of deep dive coders represented. So I think we're cohorts 19 through 22.
That's pretty cool. I love it. I love it. So any insights you want to give about, I mean, are you different now than you were when you started?
Oh, I believe so. Let me just lead off on that. There's something I really wanted to cover is that, Yeah, for me, one of the biggest things was, like I said, working with a team member who has a disability. That's something that I've never experienced before, and I've been working with accessibility for quite some time now. And I actually, in my job, run usability testing for medications or medical software, and I've never had the chance to work with someone who was visually impaired. That brought along a whole different set of challenges, but great insights. The challenges we ran into were, like I said, we couldn't utilize our regular project management tools. Basecamp and Slack were horrible for her to use, so we had to actually revert to some tried and tested communication channels like email, instant messaging, VoIP, and online meetings. So those were the ways we were able to actually connect and work with our mentor. One of the things that I use in my daily management of work is Gantt charts, so I can plan out the progress of a project, and she was not able to utilize that. So we had to figure out a way to export that data for her, so that way she could also consume it and stay on track with us. So that was, for me, that was one of the biggest pluses of this experience. Plus, like I said, we got to work with some new devs, and I think they really got some good insight on how on basically developing with accessibility focus and users in mind. So I'm going to let them talk more about their own experiences.
Yeah, I'd love to hear from any of you.
Anybody want to start?
I just have one thing to add to what Jason was saying. I know that for all of us, having attended deep dive, like we're all interested or working on accessibility one way or the other in our current jobs. And for me, I think it was a cool experience to work as a team on an accessibility effort, because where I am right now, I'm kind of the only person trying to work on it. So it was really neat to have other people and have training on it, but also really kind of underline the benefit of working on accessibility from the beginning and all the way through. Whereas currently, like in the process where I'm at in my, in my position where I am, it's usually something we just kind of try to go in and tidy up at the last minute. And we all know it doesn't really work that way, but this project was a really great experience to actually do it, from start to finish with that in the forefront of our minds. So I really enjoyed that and think that'll be cool to take back, since I'm the champion where I am. So it was a good experience.
Awesome.
For
Erin?
me, yeah, I would say it was just a really good exercise in being more empathetic and seeing the user experience from a whole different perspective. Kind of like what Jason was saying, working with accessibility in other roles in the past, but never really like getting to work with an end user that had a visual impairment. Or Jason took the initiative to reach out for to some testers and get our site tested kind of throughout the process, which was really valuable too. And then when I was doing some of the testing, just like using a screen reader and how is that experience, and it is not great, so it really helped to have to interact with websites from a whole new lens. That was really good experience for me.
Marlon, do you want to?
Yeah, I approached it as well from a position of I have a disabled family member, and so that was a lot of the reason that I joined the rally in the first place, and so kind of approaching it from a multifaceted perspective, like how does accessibility affect you, depending on your accessibility issue, and then just beyond that, the scope that accessibility takes, not just with disabilities, but access to information and resources. And so I'm excited to kind of take that idea and run with it, and really put the focus. And I really like what Yvette had to say as well about it just being at the forefront. If you take it as an access kind of idea from the beginning, then you don't leave it out. And it's access for everyone, and it's not just exclusive access for people who have who are typically enabled.
Yeah.
So.
May I ask you guys a question, kind of putting you on the spot, but just out of curiosity, as creators of digital products, what are some things that you learned during this program that you're going to do immediately in your current roles with your new perspective?
I think for me, just taking something as simple as adding ARIA code to the different image tags and things like that. I work a lot on the front end, usually where I work. And so just taking that idea, and I know that a lot of the private sector or enterprise level applications don't usually consider accessibility in their HTML from the beginning. But if we can start as developers implementing that sooner, the sooner we're able to take on this monster that we've kind of created now.
I love that. Great answer.
Great
Thank
answer.
you.
Well, we have someone else here who's going to do her presentation now. You know, we've never done this part of the event before, so this is really, really great. You're our second of the day, and you're pretty awesome. This was really great. You gave us great material. Have you turned in your site yet? Are you?
Not yet. I think we still have an hour and a half. There's a few tweaks.
Okay, we will end this now, so you guys can get back to your coding. So you get back. Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Very much. Thank you so much.
Well,
You have a great day.
You
Bye.
too.